You know we love Quince for their cashmere and their elegant home staples. But with the holidays right around the corner, we've been looking to Quince for their holiday collection and gifts as well. Quince has the luxe little touches that make our spaces feel special. For example, I just purchased 2 balsam candles by Quince. The balsam candle has the holiday scent of winter pine. All the candles at Quince are hand-poured in the USA, made of 100% natural wax, have clean burning wicks, and come in recyclable glass vessels. Perfect for you and perfect to gift. Just like their apparel, Quince home pieces are from premium materials but priced at half the cost of similar luxury brands. By working directly with trusted factories that follow safe, ethical practices, Quince skips the middleman, so comfort and luxe come without the markup. I can't wait to light up these balsam candles. And I'm saying candles because I'm probably going to keep both of them. I'll just get some more for gifts. Give the gift of cozy to yourself or someone else with thoughtful home essentials this season from Quince. Go to quince.com/GTT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Put your feet up and stay a while. Hey, I'm Kelly Wilkness here with Anita Joyce, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. Today, we're talking all about how to create comfort. We want your home to be like the comfort of a trusted friend, a place that holds your joy, your memories, that's familiar. And we've got some really good ideas on how you can get there if you're not there yet.
I like to say, I want a home to give you a warm hug. To me, that's what we're talking about today.
I love that. And I did once get that compliment from a friend who came to visit. She walked in, she said, "It feels like your house is giving me a hug." And I thought, that is the best compliment ever. It's so much better than, "Oh, I like your colors," or "Where did you get that lamp?" Because it's the overall feel. And sometimes that's a little mercurial. Like you really can't put your hands on it, but you know it. You can feel the hug when you get there, right? So if you don't feel like your home's there yet, and that's where you want to be, because who wouldn't want to be in the embrace of a nice warm hug from a trusted friend? So we're going to help you get there today. And for me, comfort really starts with the functionality. Because if your room doesn't function well or your home doesn't function well, how can it possibly be comfortable? On the decor end, how can it possibly be beautiful if it doesn't function well? I mean, it can be beautiful in a magazine sort of way, but it's not going to be beautiful for you to actually be in there. And it's certainly not going to be comfy. So you've got to get the function right. And to do that, I think you have to really be honest about the way you live and the people who live with you, right? So it can't be because you want to emulate someone you saw on Instagram, or you want to emulate Anita or I, or you want to emulate something that you see in a magazine. That's maybe for a mood board or a Pinterest board or sort of a general vibe, but you have to really drill down to how you and your family or your housemates are moving about the home and how you're functioning in there. And so what will support you in what you need to do there and what you want to do there, and then make it comfortable.
Yes, I think that's right. I think you really do need to assess how the room is actually being used. I think that's very important because that really does drive what you put in the room, because maybe it's a room meant for one thing, but you're using it in a completely different way. Like a dining room that maybe you don't use for dining. So you want to put some chairs in there and make it useful as a library or something like that. So one of the things I like to start with is once you've kind of determined how you're using the room, a comfy sofa and chairs. And they really do need to be comfortable. I had some chairs that I got online at one point, and they were really kind of hard as a board and just not comfortable, although they looked nice. Nothing was going to fix that. So I sold them, and somebody else is being miserably uncomfortable on those chairs. But at least they could sit on them before they bought them, because I sold them to a resale shop. But for me, that is a problem when you're buying something online. So that's why it's really very, very important that you read those reviews if you're buying online. And I did want to include a chair that I found online that is a dark leather Safavia club chair for around $400. That looks very comfortable, has great reviews.
Yeah, it's really hard to buy online. We have a whole episode about buying a sofa online. So if you're in the market for a comfy sofa, that would be an episode that you want to tune into as well. We go through a lot of information about what you should look for, and not only the structure, but the comfort level. And something that, since we started talking about furniture, that you want to look for in a sofa or a chair is the amount of foam or down and what is the best. I find that 100% down is kind of a downer because it's too squishy, and it doesn't look good when you get up. And if you're a small person like me, you might just get sucked right into that piece of furniture. And so I don't think it's 100% comfortable for an actual piece of furniture, whether it be a chair or a sofa or something like that. We'll talk about inserts. I'm sure we will, because they're important. I definitely have some things I want to say about those, but let's put the pillow inserts aside for right now. So I'm talking about the cushions that would come on a chair or a sofa. My preference would be down wrapped in the foam. So foam wrapped down, you could say either way. And that is really the best of both worlds because you're getting the down inside. So you're getting that comfort. You're kind of getting that little bit of like a sink, a little squish, but the foam is keeping it a little bit more resilient. It's easier to get out of. When you get up from it, it then rises again and it looks good when you step away from the piece of furniture. How do you feel about that, Anita?
Oh, yes. In fact, I have, if I had my camera, I could take a picture right now, but then I would be walking away from my microphone. But our sofa is down wrapped foam and it looks great and it's very comfortable to sit on. Whereas in my bathroom, I have a French chair with a down fill cushion.
A French chair looks good in every room, even the closet, even the bathroom.
It's just, I put my towel on it, but you can sit and put your shoes on or whatever there. But it is a very old chair and it is just down in the seat cushion. And I cannot get that thing to stay. As soon as you sit on it, it's mushed. And it is a major effort to refluff it every time. So that is a problem. And actually, I've had really old antique pieces that they got in them and said, oh, this thing's got full of horsehair. So,
I had that with some chairs that we found in the barn here. And
they said, we had to throw that out. I'm like, yeah, thank you. They said, there were things living in there. I said, oh, I'm so glad you got rid of it.
A couple of horse flies and whatnot.
Yeah, something. And I'm like, oh, that is so nasty. I don't even want to know. So just fix it up for me.
Exactly. Make it look nice. So in addition to assessing the functionality of the room or your home, to be comfortable, you want to surround yourself with collected and meaningful pieces. So collected and meaningful decor. And this is something that's going to happen over time. We love the collected look. We have episodes on that. We interviewed 3 fabulous ladies who really focus on that particular way of decorating. And that's going to add comfort because when you think about the fact that you want your house to feel like it's giving you a hug or the people who come visit, giving them a hug as well. And when you walk in, it feels like it's the comfort of a friend, that this is your place. Well, how is that going to happen if the things that are surrounding you don't mean anything to you, or they're all so sterile, or there's just no personality at all? So you want to add in things of meaning. It doesn't have to be expensive, but it needs to be things that really resonate with you. So for me, so far we've got the function, and then we've got the meaningful decor, the meaningful items that you're surrounding yourself with. And I think when you put those things together, then you're getting towards the formula for creating a comfortable home.
Another thing that I think really helps make it feel more comfortable is if you use an ottoman instead of a coffee table. And I love doing this. And again, you can make it very comfortable with a coffee table. But what's more inviting than having a place to put your feet up? So I do love the idea of an ottoman. And I found another item online that I think someone might want, and it's an oversized leather ottoman from Ballard Designs that's 36 by 50. And I think this would work very well with a sofa. And because it's leather, it's going to hold up well.
Oh, that's a nice size.
Well, right. And then it's extra seating if you're having a party. And I mean, I do think we need to think about, is the seating comfortable? You know, I love my little French delicate chairs, but am I going to put those in my living room for guests to sit in for a couple of hours when they're over? Of course not. Of course not. Because they're just not that comfortable. So I think you do really need to think about your seating.
And certainly all those cane back chairs or cane seated chairs need to be hidden away, because no one, A, they're not comfortable, and B, somebody might go through them. And that's embarrassing and unfortunate for everyone. The third element that I think goes into the formula of creating a really comfortable home is choosing deliciously inviting pieces. And Anita's already shared a couple of those with us. So we talked about the sofa. We talked about the foam wrapped down. The ottoman is a great idea. Another idea is, it's not necessarily something you're going to sit on, but having mobile pieces of furniture, in particular, small little tables. This is where the nesting tables come in handy, because it's very uncomfortable if yourself or a guest is sitting somewhere and they have no place to put a glass or a mug, or just have something to the side of them where they feel like if they needed to put something down, whether it be a book or what have you, that they could do it. So I love having nesting tables incorporated in all of my spaces, and their range in prices it's pretty great. And you can get a really nice looking set of 3 nesting tables, particularly if you're going for sort of a metal and glass look. You can start at Amazon even. They have great options there, and you can just sort of tuck them in there. You could spread them out where you can kind of see the surface of all 3 of them if you want to make that little unit feel a little bit bigger, or if you don't have the space or you just like the more streamlined look, you can tuck them all underneath each other. The little tiny one that I have in my living room, the tiniest one of the set of 3, that table gets moved around all the time. So it's the perfect size for maybe a glass or 2, or a glass and a book, and people are just grabbing that and moving all around. So then you have more options of where you want to sit. So I think that's really important. So some mobile furniture, that could include small chairs as well, but as Anita said, try to make sure that they're comfy, or small ottomans, more like a poof or something like that, or even floor cushions. So bigger pillows that you can pile up somewhere. That's a great option, particularly if you're hanging out with your family and it's just maybe movie night or something like that, or you've got little kids. That's a great place for them just to pull those out and snuggle up wherever they want.
Something that I think looks great but isn't so comfortable is to have a bench at your dining room table, or the counter stools that don't have a back. Sometimes we need to use these for various reasons, but these are not the most comfortable to sit in. So I would think about if they're going to be used very often, and if visually the room can handle a chair with a back or a counter stool with a back, because again, I think that's just going to be much more comfortable, especially for guests that are staying there for a while.
Yeah, sometimes you just want that look of the cleanness. You don't want to see the backs of sticking up, even at a dining table, or certainly in a counter or an island. Again, then we go back to the functionality. If you know, hey, that's my spot where I open my laptop and I might be sitting there for a couple of hours, then you really should try to find something with a back, because the functionality and the comfort should really trump then whether or not if you're having a little bit of extra visual noise in that space. But it does look really good, doesn't it?
Well, okay.
But we're talking about comfort, so we can't
True confessions. At my dining room table now, I do have a bench there for to limit the visual noise, so you can kind of see the table. But when I have guests come over, I move that out of the way, and that is, I get them really proper seats, proper chairs to sit in.
Oh, well, that's a good way to do it. So then, where do you keep those extra chairs?
They're everywhere. You know my house.
Right, so you're just pulling them from all around the house.
I have chairs places.
I have chairs.
Please, different places.
I have chairs. Do we need to go there? I have.
Well, I don't know. I have a chair. I have a set of 6, a set of 6, and a set of 4.
Oh, and those painted ones?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good. Well, I mean, if you're a very special guest, if you get to sit on those. So this might not be something you think about right off the bat when you think about comfort, because sort of when you say the word comfort, particularly when we started getting ready for this episode, I was like, okay, soft things, cozy things, throws and this and that. But lighting, clearly lighting is so important to your decor. It's so important to Anita and I, and it should be so important to you too. If the lighting is so bright that you can't possibly be comfortable in the space, then that is going to impact the way you feel about it. You don't want the big hug with a spotlight on top of your head, right? That's just not going to feel good, right?
Or a fluorescent light. That gives me a headache. That's what I hate about office lighting. It's horrible.
I know. Work on your lighting. We don't have to go into it any further than that. One word, dimmer. If you can add a dimmer everywhere, you're fine. Even if it's hi-hats, even if it's overhead lighting. If you're on a dimmer, you're going to be fine. So we have so many episodes about lighting, so we can reference some of those as well. But definitely lighting is going to add to your comfort level.
Right. And you can get a plug-in extension cord that has a dimmer on it. They have them on Amazon, so you can use those for your lamps. It won't work for the ceiling fixtures, obviously, but that is going to help you get that lighting just the way you want it. And what else is going to make a room feel comfortable? I say plants. And I think that is something that, it's nature in your house. And I've recently added a lot more plants in my house. I'm not always here, so I'm always worried about them getting watered, but so far so good. And they look so beautiful. They make me so happy. And I think it does make the room feel very comfortable. Obviously, you're not sitting on them, but but they give the room a feel of comfort.
And let's get to those inserts that I talked about, because that is really important. We love pillows, and that's a wonderful way to add some comfort, additional layers of comfort to an already comfortable room. It's a great place to start for your pop of color or to add to your palette. But the insert is super important. And sometimes you'll see, the insert's included. Don't want to disappoint you. But most of the time, when the pillow is a pretty reasonable price or on the inexpensive side, the insert is going to be pretty bad. Mm-hmm. So you want to think about maybe changing out the inserts or just finding pillow covers and not purchasing the set, the cover and the insert. That will save you on shipping charges, certainly if you're ordering online. And if you're buying something that's together, the pillow and the cover in a store, obviously you can feel it, so you'll know if it feels good or not. So if you've got a foam insert, or you've got one that is kind of that cut up foam, they're just so bad. Or a super flat one. There's just so many ways that an insert can go wrong, but it's easy to get a good insert. Pottery Barn has great inserts. IKEA has great inserts, but for whatever reason, they have very limited sizes. So I believe that the IKEA 20 by 20 insert is a fantastic insert, but it doesn't even properly fit the 20 by 20 covers that they primarily sell, because as we've told you, the rule before is that generally the rule is that your insert is going to be 2 inches bigger than your cover, so it actually fills out the pillow. So if you've got a 20 by 20 cover by IKEA and you have a 20 by 20 insert by IKEA, they're not really jiving and giving you the nice puffy pillow that you want. So on Amazon, we can link to one or more of the pillow sites that are really good, and just get yourself a nice down alternative pillow insert. And that's going to make such a difference in your comfort level and even visually on how your pillows are sitting on your furniture.
So true. Such a difference. Going up that one size and getting comfortable down-filled pillow inserts is amazing. But they do need to be fluffed when you get up. But man, can you sink into those, and they make a big difference. So talking about comfortable, this is, again, something that looks comfortable and can feel comfortable, and that is the textiles in the room. So adding curtains, throws, pillows, a rug, all this is going to make the room have a comfortable feel to it. And you know what? It's going to be more comfortable sitting in there as well, or walking on a rug versus a hard floor. So these are things that can really beef up a room as far as the comfort level goes.
Yeah. So think about the function. Think about who's living in the space, what you're doing in the spaces. Surround yourself with things of meaning and quality, things that resonate with you, and choose deliciously inviting pieces that we've talked about. And Anita's given us some great ideas of specific items to get today. So Anita, what are we defining today?
We are defining the Howard sofa. So the Howard sofa is a classic design with English country house charm. It's been around since the 19th century, and it's a very iconic design. It has a curved back, low arms, a deep seat, and guess what? It's very comfortable. So that's why I thought it was a perfect match for today. And I'm going to link to what the Howard sofa looks like. And when you see it, you're going to say, oh, that's still at the height of fashion. Even though this has actually been around for a long time. So the original Howard Furniture Company, Howard and Sons, was established in 1820 by John Howard. And it became a household name in Victorian England and soon earned a worldwide reputation for their quality craftsmanship. And their designs were shown in the Crystal Palace International Exhibition of 1862. Remember that? I mean, well, I don't mean you were there, but you know, you watched the show. Remember, we both watched the show Victoria a long time ago?
Oh, yes, of course.
And Albert was very involved with the Crystal Palace.
Albert. Yes, Albert was very involved with the Crystal Palace.
Right. Okay, so in 1901, the reputation for excellence was sealed with a royal warrant because then they became purveyors of fine furniture to the British monarchy. And another claim to fame is George Howard pioneered the production of the coil spring sofa, which is now commonplace. And before that, they used horsehair, as we were saying. And here's the interesting thing. They patented it as the elastic seat because the coil springs allowed the flexibility of movement that was a contrast to the horsehair cushions.
Huh.
So there you have it. So they actually had a lot of involvement in creating the kind of sofa that you're sitting on today.
So My Crush is a company that is sort of an amalgamation of a lot of creators. It's called Wolf and Badger. And I was looking for a particular belt to go with a dress that I had. I have a hard time finding belts. I don't really wear them that often, and I really needed a specific color, and because something had happened to the belt that went with this dress, and the dress didn't look good without the belt. You know, it's one of those things. So I was searching all around for a green suede belt of a certain width, and I came upon Wolf and Badger. I didn't know anything about them. They're not just selling belts. They offered a belt by this maker. They have curated a collection of makers. And, you know, we're all about people making stuff, you know, since Etsy hit the scene many years ago, you know, everyone's focused on smaller designers and makers. And that's a wonderful way for them to get their products seen, is to sort of come together under an umbrella. So Wolf and Badger is certainly not huge like Etsy. It's a really well put together website, and there's a lot of searchability on there. You can even search for, I think people can register, but you can search for clothing, there's decor, there's all sorts of things. They have a magazine. It's a really cool site to explore, and I was really pleased with their customer service and interface, and then the product that came was terrific, and it was a really reasonable price for a gorgeous handmade belt. So Wolf and Badger, We'll have the link in the show notes.
My crush is the Lost in the Pond YouTube channel, and it's hosted by Lawrence, who says he is on a quest to uncover all the memos the UK and America lost in the pond. It's a funny take on the differences between life in the UK and the US. So he's actually married to an American, and he lives in the US and recently became a citizen, but he's also still a citizen of the UK. You know, he's got dual citizenship, but it's so funny, his take on life here, like the big garages and the big yards and, you know, and just the grocery stores. It's just very delightful, and he's very funny.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so great.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy him. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Want to talk to us? Well, we really want to talk to you. So let's schedule a design consult. Anita and I are here to give you individualized, actionable advice on how to create the beautiful home you want and deserve. It's so easy to schedule a design consult with us. Simply click the link in the show notes or head to decoratingtipsandtricks.com/consult. When we talk to you on the scheduled time, we will be ready with so many great tips, advice, and yes, tricks. So sign up today for a design consult. We can't wait to talk to you.